let's say your life savings on the line, Georgia or the field to win the national title? Just gut feeling. Three-peating is impossible, sort of. It's never been done since 1930 in college football. This would be history.
Versus the field, so that could be in Alabama if some crazy
Bama,
something
it could be
happens.
Michigan, it could be Ohio State, it could be Texas. You taking Georgia or the field, your life depends on it.
I know you'll be excited to hear this. I don't see how you can go against Georgia. I just, at this point, I don't know. All right, so you've got, on the other hand, let's look at who you've got. You've got a Jalen Milroe for Alabama.
He's
hitting
playing
his
really,
stride.
really well.
He's hitting his stride. He's figuring it out.
Of course he is.
Playing lights out, I would think. Putting up some great numbers. You've got a Ohio State team.
Undefeated. Best wide receiver in the country. Great defense. Michigan. They've got people's signals. They've got no head coach. But they're really, really, really good. Great defense, great run game. You've got Oregon. Bo Nix right now I think is playing like the best quarterback in the country. You've got Washington undefeated. Beat Oregon head-to-head. Probably got the best receiving core in the country. You've got Texas can still make it. Quinn Ewers is healthy now. A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Worthy on the outside, good defense. I just don't know if any of them can beat Georgia, and I'm not trying to sound like a – because, look, a three-peat, when I came into this season, I was thinking, man, we've won 2 in a row. The odds of 3 in a row, never been done since 1930. That's I don't even count that. That's pre-like World War II. Like, that's a long time ago. Back-to-back had never been done in the playoff era until Kirby Smart. If he wins 3 in a row, you're talking crazy category, especially back-to-back undefeated seasons. That's never been done in the college football playoff era.
What if this game here, what if this is another, if somehow Alabama gets into the playoff, doing whatever they have to do.
They got to win the SEC championship.
Say that it ends up being another Georgia-Alabama championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Georgia's greatest chance of losing the national
against
championship
Alabama?
Game? Or would you think it's who would give them?
Who gives Georgia the best game?
Who gives them the best game?
I was telling my buddy this. I don't think it's even close. It's Michigan. I think Michigan and Georgia are the best 2 teams in the country, in my opinion, and I think they're in a tier by themselves. I think Michigan's got a great defense, a really good offensive line, probably the second best O-line in the country, only behind Georgia. J.J. McCarthy's really talented. They can run the ball really well. I think it's Michigan, and we can make all the jokes we want about the signals. That was my national championship prediction coming into the year that we did on this very show. I said Georgia, Michigan. I still feel that way. We'll see next week, the game, Ohio State, Michigan. I don't think Ohio State can beat Michigan. They haven't the last 2 years. I don't feel like they're going to be able to this time. If you're asking me outside of Michigan, because I do think those are the best 2 teams in the country, I think you got to look at it's either Alabama or Oregon. I think it's one of those. Because what did I say you have to beat Georgia? An elite QB.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe and Bo Nix can both be elite in 2 very different ways. Milroe with his legs, Nix more with his arm. But I think Michigan poses the biggest threat to UGA and to stop the three-peat. Of course, they've got to get through Alabama first in the SEC championship, which I think Bama's probably their second biggest threat. So Georgia's going to have to earn the three-peat, just like they've earned the last 2 national titles.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
See, I actually thought it would be Georgia-Michigan last year. That's who I picked to be in the championship
everybody
last
did.
year.
No one thought, no way TCU beats Michigan, right? But they did, crazily enough. And what happened to TCU in the national championship?